If he talk to you, he comfortable with you.
He's my favorite.
Welcome back to the Flying Boat. We're live. It's the Marion County NFL Flag Playoff Preview Show. Galen Newnold, Matt Mosier, and now we're joined by the 8U. I did it again. The 10U. The 10U division leaders. We got the Steelers, and we've got the 49ers. We just saw this game this Saturday, and it was an absolute beautiful, beautiful game. By the 49ers. Wow. Willie Jones, since you won, we'll start with you. How are you feeling tonight coming in as the number 1 seed?
We feel pretty good. You got me?
Yeah,
I feel pretty good. I think the team feel pretty good. Like I said in the broadcast, I know we practice hard, and I think we just try to let it show on the field.
Shane, from the Steelers side, you kind of got punched in the mouth a little bit on Saturday. I know we talked a lot after the game. Is that something, and I said this, I don't believe you can learn from a loss. You can learn from a win and a loss. What'd y'all learn from that game?
Well, I think one of the main things that we learned is that, no matter what the score is, no matter how we're playing, we need to keep our composure. We need to stay focused. We need to just do our best, no matter how things look. But I do believe that you can learn something in losses. One thing that we learned is that, our weaknesses were exposed. Not only that, we did not play like we're capable of playing. So we had some players that just, they gave up. Some were pouting. There were some issues on the offense and things like that, some issues on the defense. But at the same time, we know where our weaknesses are. We're going to make those adjustments this week, and I can promise you it will be a better game next time we play.
So one of the things I see all the time, especially when you got two incredibly talented teams like you both are, both travel all over the country playing this game. How in the world do you practice against that level of competition that you each saw on Saturday? How do you simulate that, or do you?
Well, I don't think there's anything you really need to change except for the adjustments that needs to be made. We're so far in the season right now, you got to pretty much already know what you're doing. I will say one of the things that you can prepare for is now we know what to expect. We know what we're up against. We got a feel of how they operate offense, defensively. And so we can kind of prepare for that offense, defensively. And so we can kind of prepare for that. But you really just got to do what you've been working on all year. You really just got to do what you've been working on all year.
Yeah, and Coach Jones, how do you have to pull back your Do you have to pull back your team? Do you have to keep them humble after that win? What's the mindset of the 49ers after that win? What's the mindset of the 49ers?
I think the mindset. I think we just stay hungry, man. Like you got to stay hungry. I think we just stay hungry, man. Like you got to stay hungry. You got to be relentless. You got to be relentless. And if you want to win, you can't take if you want to win, you can't take any plays off. And we just prepare like that, man. And I think one of our biggest thing is, every day when I go to practice is compete. Main thing, like we're gonna compete. If you have a kid that he's not as talented as another kid, you're gonna put that kid up against a more talented kid, and you're gonna make him compete. Like one of the kids, I brought him on the broadcast Saturday because this kid is an example of one of those kids competing against kids that are a little better than him, and we starting to see, like Coach Shane said, everything you worked on all year, you start to see it like really show right now because repetition all season long, doing the same thing, repetition. And like I say, the kid I brought on the broadcast Saturday, he was a living testimony to that like one of those type situations where you compete in practice, and that's my word is compete. Like if you compete brings success, man. That's what I think.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, I would say this about the Niners team. Every time I watch them play, they're jovial, they're happy, they're not. I mean, they're not hanging their heads. I mean, obviously they're not losing either, but they're just they are just so excited. They're a fun group to watch. And Fat Boy's on that team, right?
Yes,
sir.
Yeah. And
You love to watch him.
I love him, and
so good.
there was games that him and I are broadcasting.
Well, you know that's his daddy.
Yeah.
That is Willie
He's
Jones
playing for me
Jr.
next year, but whatever. But so, and I'm watching Fat Boy throw this ball all the way across the field. I'm like, what the heck? Why are we doing that? I think it was during the
it was during our game. Yeah.
But it's fun to watch him play. He comes out. He's got the goggles on sometimes. He's got swag on. No, it's that Niners team's exciting. And then on the other side with Shane's team, they're more business-like.
Yep.
They're more. They're bringing the briefcase in. They're locked in. Shane running, man. He's got them lined up, and they're doing their thing. They're led by SJ and the quarterback Donovan. And T-Bone and stuff like that. So they're and that right there. That's a season travel group. Those guys have
all
been
of
to
them
tournaments,
are.
right?
Yeah.
All you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys know each other so well. I talked about it on the broadcast Saturday. You guys know each other. You're not coming in there and fooling anybody.
Right.
And I think that's one of the biggest things too. Like we said on the broadcast Saturday, the kids know each other so well. Like because right after the game, all those kids playing together.
Right.
Like I know some of them went to the birthday party together
They
right
did.
after the game Saturday.
They did.
And some of them, outside of this, they play on. Like the travel teams, the all-star teams, Team Juice.
They're always there, yeah.
So, and that makes it hard because you got to try to find any little advantage you can when you're playing against somebody who know you very well. And like you say, Coach Shane, he does, he had those kids in line like very militant. I was in the military,
Sure.
so I know what it's like when I see that.
I
So,
know shipmate.
Yeah.
I know.
So, yeah, he got them their real business, man.
And I will say, both of these teams reflect each of your personalities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? The Niners are a little more boisterous, and as you said, Shane's team's a little more businesslike. And Shane, do you need to change their energy? Do you need to get a little more hype coming in?
Nah.
I don't think I need to change anything. I think that, for the most part, we have been doing very well all season. I do believe that each team during the season, they may have that one bad game. And I think that was our bad game. We did not play like we're capable of playing at all. And I think that our boys, we got humbled. I think that, in their mindset, we've been blowing teams out, all season. And then we finally face a team that, that their talent matches ours. They're just as good as us, And then when it got tough, there was a SJ, for example, he made a comment about they kept holding him. And he allowed that to get him frustrated. And it took him right out of the game.
Sure did.
And it was just little things like that caused our boys to lose that focus. And so I plan on dealing with that this week. And things will be differently, for sure.
So let's talk about the playoff structure. Again, 1 seed, 2 seed, AFC, NFC. First of all, are you guys glad you played each other in the regular season?
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
So talk about
Yes.
both of you guys have a first-round bye. This 10U division is extremely competitive, 12-minute half. Talk about the playoff run, and we'll start with the Niners.
I think I just seen the schedule come out today. I think we have either the Saints or the Buccaneers. And I think, we played the Buccaneers. I think they played us tough in the first part of the game. They have a couple of species in the game. So we just kind of waiting to see who we get and just try to prepare for whoever we get.
Are you guys worried? Again, I mean, I got to point this out again. 6:40 game for the 10U guys. Like, I don't understand. I mean, that is
There's
late
a lot
for
of
you
games,
guys.
and a lot of people have back-to-back games. I mean, it's a big division, right? There are 10 teams in the 10U.
Right.
And it is legit. This isn't going to be an easy playoff run for either side, even if you're the 2 seed or the 1 seed.
Yeah, you definitely can. We don't take any team lightly. Anything can happen. 12-minute halves, you having a bad game and the other team's having a great game. I mean, 12 minutes is not a long time, so you really got to, I think the boys got to be focused when they come out. We're not thinking about the 49ers until we get past, these other two teams, because, what's the point in looking far down the road when we got to get these two teams out of the way first? So right now, our focus is either the Broncos or the Ravens.
Right.
And then once we get past them, we're focused on that, on the winner out of the Dolphins and the Patriots.
Right. Any concern at all on that? Just a half coming out flat because you're going to be playing a team that's going to be red hot, right? They've just come
played.
over. They just played. They're coming off the best win of their season. Right. They're going to be coming with momentum in 12 minutes. We've seen some crazy thing happen in this playoffs.
And I think it's the biggest thing is like, I keep going back to preparation. You got, like you said, you got to come out. So a team that's already warmed up, they've already been playing. I think your pregame has to be, usually your pregame is kind of like we kind of going to go through the motions and kind of go through our stuff. But I think in this case, your pregame, you have to amp up your pregame a little bit more.
Got to break the sweat.
And like practice, and that's why I tell the kids at practice, we have to practice hard, and I want my practice to be harder than the games. And like Shane said, you can't look over any team in the playoffs. Everything changed. Obviously in all levels of sport, college, NFL, NBA, you see teams, kind of skate by during the season and then be a dangerous team once the playoffs start, because the playoffs is about matchups and coaches finding the right matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the 10U division. It's my favorite division.
I can't wait for the Super. If it's these two guys, I can't wait for it.
Because what I love about it is you guys, first of all, use the whole field, right? You can throw the ball deep. You got that explosiveness, but you also have the discipline to put the drive together. Right. I love the 10U.
Yeah.
The field's not too small.
I agree.
Right? I love the 10U.
I agree.
I wish they would end it at 12U, because by the time they get to 10U, you've seen everything they've done for the years. And then when they get to 12, that's peak.
Yeah.
You should not go higher. I don't know why we're doing
No, I agree. I agree with you on that.
Except for the girls.
The girls
should
fit
go
all
on the
all the way to
17U
18,
really
17
well.
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just want to, congratulate Willie on that win Saturday.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys did a great job,
Gross.
man. And the reason why I want to congratulate you is because of how you handled everything.
Yes, sir.
You kept your guys in line.
Look at this.
I didn't really hear any trash talking.
I
any
need to hear
disrespect.
some trash talk.
And I just trash talking is not my cup of tea, man.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a humble type guy,
Yeah.
man. I'd rather talk with our actions,
Exactly.
But he did a great job. But just be prepared, buddy.
Yeah, man. But I told,
that's as good as Shane.
That's the only trash I heard.
But the funniest thing though, like I told my kids, it's hard to beat the same team twice.
Yeah.
So, and I go back to preparation. It's hard to beat the same team twice. So you have to be prepared. You can't take nobody lightly.
Because the team that won, what do you have to work
Yeah,
with,
that's
right?
right.
You go
Yeah.
back to practice and be like, hey,
exactly.
where you're trying to find ways that you can improve, but you're
Yeah.
like, man, we stomped them or whatever.
Yeah. That's
right.
If it's a close game, maybe you can work on
Exactly.
Yeah, but then,
and that's why you can't go into the playoffs thinking that, it's
Yeah.
going to be a breeze.
Right.
I know we have the Dolphins in our conference, and we also have the Ravens. The Patriots.
Yeah.
Those are three teams that
He's just
you
naming
really
teams.
can't just look over.
Yeah.
You do have the Dolphins, who are 6-1 as well. You did beat them.
Cole's team.
Correct.
Yeah, Cole.
Correct.
I love Cole. My son actually started out playing with he started out with John, but once he turned 8, he played with Cole, and that's when I had the opportunity to meet Cole. He's a great coach, and
He outcoached
he has a great team.
the guy to my left, Matt Mosier.
I mean, not last weekend.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but Matt Mosier didn't have his one.
Thank you.
So it was a good game. It was a good game.
Everybody
Coaching
knows.
matters, but players matter more.
Yeah.
All right, I'm really looking forward to you. I root for both of you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm excited. I love the way you guys coach. I love the way
Absolutely.
you handle your teams.
Thank you.
And they have the best nicknames when you combine
sure.
them. I mean,
I remember the first time at Fat Man or Fat Boy.
Fat
I go, what is that? And he's like, no, I'm Fat Man. I'm like, all right. He's like, you can call me that. I'm like, okay.
Because he was a big baby, man.
10 pounds.
What was he, 14 pounds?
10
10
pounds.
pounds,
7
yeah.
ounces.
Dang, wow.
Where's he play tackle at?
With Ocala Thunder.
Okay.
Wherever he wants.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, y'all get out of here. It's
All
always
right,
a pleasure
man.
Nice talking
Appreciate y'all,
to see you
man.
this weekend.
All
right.
Really, really excited.
He's playing at Bellevue in a couple years.
Yeah, you hope. You hope. So now we're going to bring in the girls. We're going to bring in, I don't know if we're just bringing in the 8U or are we bringing in all the girls?
I think
John
we're bringing
Ivor.
all the girls.
Come on in, Miss Portia. How are you today? So we're going to talk about this 8U team.
Get Brown over here.
And
Who else?
Antoine
do we
Brown.
got?
We only have 2 headsets. So we're going to split them up into
We're gonna
2.
get Brown. Okay.
So we're doing the 10U girls and the 8U girls.
Nice.
All right. How are y'all today? Miss Portia, we'll start with you and your 8U Steelers.
The young girls.
Incredibly talented group. And Matt, you wait till you see this team play.
I have not seen it play yet.
You
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Rookie of the year coach-wise,
Really?
without a doubt.
She's coached before.
But this is
Our assistant coach.
Oh, is
and-
your first
First
time
year
head
head
coach?
coach.
first time head
Nice.
coach.
absolutely impressed with the way you guys handled your team and the way you ran. Talk about this 8U team and these Steelers that you have.
They're different. Everybody brings something different to the table. JoJo, of course.
Player of the year?
Everybody knows JoJo. Amina played last year. Amina Ruth. My stepdaughter, she plays now. Kimora Rosario.
Yep.
We have Cherish, Livy, and Alzeria. So they all bring something different to the table.
And of all the divisions we have, I think this is a
this
credit
the-
to you. Yeah.
Is this the most wide
Yeah.
open?
This is the one that's clearly you're the best team. No, stay in there, Antoine.
Yeah,
We're
stay
not
in,
done
we're
with
done.
you. We're going all the girls. Get your headset on. Of all the divisions, this is probably the biggest gap
Go
between
West.
from the number 1 seed to the number 2 seed. Because you guys are just so. JoJo is special.
Really?
JoJo is very special.
Definitely.
So I haven't seen any of those
Oh,
games.
absolutely
And now
great.
I don't know. That sucks. I'm not gonna be able to see it Saturday either.
Yeah. And so, of course, on the 10U team, this is a team you and I have seen.
We've seen this one.
Number 1 seed is the Ravens. My man Antoine Brown, how are you? First
All right,
of all,
gentlemen. How y'all
How are
doing
you
today?
doing, man?
All right, all right.
you guys somehow had a loss, which I'm a little shocked by.
Oh, my
but
God.
talk about this squad that you have and how balanced you are between. You have multiple quarterbacks. You have Lexi back there, who seems to be your Swiss Army knife.
Uh-huh.
Talk about this team you got.
Man, listen, these girls are amazing. You know, I have 4 returning girls from last year, but the new girls I have, the 4 new girls I have, they have stepped up tremendously, man. You know, Lexi, she has really sparkled this year. You know, Trinity going to do Trinity. She has really carried the team. But Lexi has an arm, and I have another quarterback named Hattie.
Yep.
And she is her first-year player.
Yep.
And she really is a basketball player, but thank God that she wanted to play flag football, you know. But oh, man, my daughter, she's on the sideline, and she's not letting nothing get around her at pulling them flags. And, you know, I have Keely Howie, and she's very good at center. She got better with catching. But like I said, these groups of girls I have, man, this year is amazing, you know.
Well, and I want both of you guys to answer this. And when I interview you, I talk about this all the time. You guys were here, and you were part of the first year of the girls' division. The division overall, from top to bottom, has improved dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that growth. Talk about that development in the future of
Give it to
the
Niall.
girls' division of football, flag football.
Listen, I wish they would start a women's flag
Lord.
football.